So today we're going to do a 10-minute back care routine. So we're working on exercises that help to stretch and release any back tension you have. At the same time, we also work with strengthening our glutes, our hips, and also our core to reduce the probability of you having back pain in the long run. Okay, so let's start off just seated, one leg forwards, the other leg bent. Okay, and from here we're going to reach your arm overhead and just slide your hand across. And just work with your own flexibility, thinking of reaching down while keeping your side line open. Relax your neck and shoulders. Keep drawing that hip bone down towards your mat. Bring it back center. And again, reaching up. So there is a tendency for the body to kind of cave in. Think of opening up your chest, gently pulling your abs in, and work with how your flexibility feels today. The stretch should be down your side of your body. And center. Let's do that last one. Now we're going to twist. So just reaching your full side bend, then now twisting down, reaching only as far as your spine allows. There's no sharp pain in your back. Round your spine. Okay, if you're able to, you can straighten your arms. Think of arching your back away from your foot. Okay, and just noticing if the bum has started to lift off. So you can also hold closer, but making sure that you are scooping in to lengthen out the tightness on your back. One more breath, breathing in. And if you can, reaching your body closer to your leg as you reach your bum down to your mat. Bring it back center. Let's do the same on the other side. Okay, so we're reaching over. The foot here, make sure it's not relaxed completely. You're energizing it a little bit, flexing to yourself. Send that bottom shoulder to the front so you feel that stretch on your waistline. Relax your neck and shoulders. And bring it back center, control. And every rep you can think about deepening that stretch slightly further. And engaging your abs, relax your neck. Coming back center. Okay, you want to pay attention to that bum on the side, that it doesn't lift off when you go down. So the goal here is how low can you go without your bum actually lifting off. Okay, that's where you want to be. Now adding in that twist around your back. Reach your chest forwards, relax your neck. So draw your shoulders down. If you can, just pull your body down and back, so it's away from your foot. So rather than going forwards, we're focusing on grounding instead to create that space on your back. Yeah, the tightness is what's giving you the pain, so you just want to round it out. One more breath, deepen if that's comfortable, twisting to the side a little bit more, and coming back center. Okay, now bring both legs together, feet together. Let's do a hip stretch. Reach your chest forwards, round your back. The lower back is again rounding, we're creating that space, and just continue breathing. Focusing not on just going forward, but how we're grounding or sending the tailbone down to your mat. Okay, so it's lower back and also on your inner thighs, your hip flexes. 3, 2, checking on your shoulders, soften it. 1, and bring it back to the middle. Next set, we're going to stretch your hips, okay? So we're going to have your body. Okay, if you need to, take your towel and pad up your knees or take a pillow to do that. You're going to reach one foot forwards, other leg back. Can you just check that your front knee, front heel is in line? Reach your back bum down. You're going to keep one hand on your mat, other hand on your knee. If you're able to balance, both hands on your knees, and just reach your hips down towards the mat. And I want you to squeeze this back bum. So the stretch here is the front of your hip, right? Think of lifting your chest. But instead, if you feel this tightening on your back, draw your abs in more, slightly forwards with your arm down, and hang out here. So if you're not feeling a stretch in this position, open your legs wider or float your knee off for a deeper stretch, reaching your bum down. So you want to open up this front hip. Usually tightness there gives you, also it contributes to lower back ache. 3, 2, and 1. Rest the knee and just scoot back. Remember to pad up your knee if you need. Okay, if you need to hold onto a wall for balance, go for it. But if you can reach for the floor, both 10 fingertips on and then reach the chest forwards. Think of sending your bum back, opening up your chest. Make sure your foot is center of your leg. And think of going lower with the hamstring stretching. Okay, sometimes when we try and fully straighten and if we're tight, the tightness actually pulls behind the knee and into your calves. So if you do feel that, soften your knee and then pull your bum back with chest forwards instead, okay? So the goal here is not really to fully straighten the knee. The goal will be to feel the stretch on your hamstrings. 3, keep pulling the bum behind you. 2, and 1. And let's slowly keep that leg in, change other side. The knees are not happy with this, again, please modify, padding up the back of your knee, okay? So you can have front knee, front heel in line. You float that back knee off if you like a deeper stretch. If you need some balance or support, one hand down, holding on to the wall beside you also works. And if you don't feel that stretch, you want to open your legs wider. And just keep breathing, relax your neck and your shoulders. For those who don't feel additional pain on your lower back, you can bring your body up, and this helps to open the front hip more. So the core is always drawing in, supporting your spine. 3, 2, and 1. Again, lower your back knee, reach it into your hamstring stretch. So flex your front foot. So the front of your ankle is shortened, the knee is pointing up. You reach the chest to the front. Relax your neck and shoulders. Now think of sending your bum behind you. You might notice the flexibility on this side is slightly different. And just keep breathing through. If you're able to gently intensify, so we're never forcing that stretch. We're reaching the bum back. Once again, the knee here doesn't have to be fully straight. Think of bum back, chest open. 3, then you can go lower if you'd like. 2, and 1, and release, okay? Give me a shallow stretch, bum back. Breathing into your rib cage. And can you lift your bum a little bit higher here? Press your hands away from your mat and scoop in from your abs. So you're creating space again through your spine. This more active stretch. Reaching your arms away and then relax. Let's go ahead and lie down. And now we're going to the strengthening portion, right? We're gonna find our neutral and imprint. So the movement here, neutral, there is a small natural gap between your lower back and your mat. The rib cage is gonna stay on the mat. And now as you breathe out, we're gonna find imprint where we actually support the lower back more as we draw the abs in by bringing your ribs and hips closer. Okay, so we reach the hips away from ourselves. There creates a small gap between your lower back and your mat. So if you want to, you can place your hands on like a triangle. And as you breathe out, that triangle comes towards you. You feel that space closing in, but not because your bum is squeezing up, because your abs are coming in, contracting, yeah? So releasing out. So think of gliding away and towards, rather than push it forcefully to close that gap, okay? Inhale, release, just switching on the deep core muscles. And if it's hard to feel this closure, the movement of your pelvis, then you can try closing your eyes, just soften your neck. And notice as you breathe out that your back and your rib cage, you can feel that pressure on your mat. And as you tilt your hips away into what we call the neutral pelvis position, there allows us some small gap between your lower back and your mat. Okay, so throughout the belly button doesn't completely relax. We're keeping it drawing in slightly as you breathe. And the hips will tilt away. One more, exhaling, finding imprint. Ribcage closing, releasing any tension on your neck. Last one here, we're gonna roll up, okay? So find from neutral, find your imprint, gliding in, then lifting your bum off. Keep your abs drawing in. You can keep your palms open just to feel a little bit more wider chest. And once you're up, okay, if you look forwards towards your body, just make sure your ribs are not blocking your view. They are closing in so you can see your front thighs, you can see your hips. And now as you roll down, can you try and sequence your spine? Rib cage, middle back, lower back. And those areas that are tighter, you're gonna feel it's really challenging to kind of articulate. So then you wanna go slower. Same thing on the roll up, peeling off, Draw your abs in almost immediately and start squeezing your bum. And as you roll up, keep your core engaged. Okay, and then you will feel the back of your thighs as you lift. And now as you come down, the moment you melt your rib cage, can you immediately think of curling that tailbone in? So your spine actually goes one bone at a time, especially on that lower back. Yeah, hence it's where we tend to feel tightness. Rolling up 2 more, so a bit more attention on how we are tilting upward, abs pulling in. Try to put more weight on your feet so that we don't get pushed up and heavy onto the neck. We stay our center, chin away from your chest. Breathe in, hold. Exhale, rolling down, center of your body. Noticing if you're more biased to one side as you move. Take as much time as you need, and you can feel one bone going at the time. Okay, all right, so from here, we're gonna work with our core. So let's find our imprint for now, okay? So think of gliding here, ribs down, abs closed. Now can you bring one leg up? Good, and try not to move your hips as you straighten this leg. I want you to go maybe 45 degrees up. Breathe out, inhale, bend, okay? So we are moving the leg from the abs, okay? Rather than from the leg itself. So moving from leg itself, it looks like this. Easy, okay? So think of your abs, holding your body stable. And if you do one, a little bit more challenge, have your arms up. And if you feel like your back is still staying imprinted, you feel your core and you want slightly more challenge, you can bring your leg lower. Breathing out. It's normal if you feel your front thighs start to work, as long as it works after your abs initiate. So both are working with each other. Think of grounding your hip. It's really common to be resting the weight on one side. So check in as you're moving. You're moving so slowly, so we have a lot of time to really process what's happening on the body. Hips grounded, then the legs straightening out. Same thing as you return. So make sure the leg doesn't overpower engagement of your abs. As the last one here. And then bend your knee. Rest that leg down, relax your arms, ground your ribs, and then we lift the leg up. Exhale out. Draw your abs, and it's really gentle on your back, okay? And in terms of progression, okay, if your lower back still feels tight, especially when you fully straighten the knee, you feel it pinching more, see if you can adjust slightly higher. And if it still feels tight, you can allow your knee to just bend, so you work with your own maximum flexibility. So that way your focus is still on how your abs are holding and moving your leg, right? And it's not pulling and asking for lower back for help. Let's do last 3. Okay, if you're not sure if you're supported with your back, like you're not sure if the pressure is there, close your eyes. Just connect deeper to your body. Notice whether there's more pressure on one hip, evenly through your lower back down to your mat. Last one. Belly button in as you breathe out. Relax the shoulders. Adjust the height according to your strength. And then bend your knee and rest your legs down. So nothing crazy here, yeah? Because you want to work on just stabilizing the pelvis. Hug your knees to your chest. Rock your body side to side. Just breathe. Massaging your lower back a little bit. And from here, we're going to try double legs, okay? So both arms down, finding your imprint, rib cage pressing on the mat, lower back down from your abs. We have one leg at a time to table. A lot of times once we lift the legs to table, the abs relax. So can we just double check that it's close, it's connected and ready? Inhale, stand by, relax the neck. As you breathe out, straighten your legs, go a bit closer to ceiling first. Okay, because mostly when we are experiencing chronic back pain, especially the lower back, it tends to kind of go into this position. And the lower we bring our legs down when we do abs, right, the load increases. You can keep continuing doing the right example, okay? So if your leg goes down, you feel this big gap, which further strains your back. Then you want to adjust it every rep, get the information on how your back feels in the range you have chosen. And then on your next rep, you go higher if you need to. May not need to fully straighten the knees, because if you're tight on your legs, okay, when you try and fully straight, it's gonna pull on your lower back. So modify to where it gives you this connection is wrapping around through the core. This is what's gonna support your lower back in the long run, okay, with consistent practice. 3. And so with your own body, every day it feels a little bit different. Okay, let's do one last set here, breathing out. Think of abs closing rather than legs moving first. Now hold it here for 4, relax your neck. Go higher if you need to release any strain on your back. 2 and 1. Hug your knees in, okay? Massage it out, just breathing. All right, so next set, just turn to your side. One more exercise left. This is your clamp. Fold your legs. Okay, if you need to pad up your hip, go ahead and place a towel under your hip, or you can also place it here, support your head, so you can have your elbows straightened or your head propped up, whichever works for your neck today, okay? Shoulder, rib, and your hip is in the same line, so it's not leaning forward, so your legs are not too far back. Close your abs in, knees are in front of your body. Now as you breathe out, can you keep your feet together and just turn out your thigh? Your top hand, either use it for support or place it on your hip. And making sure that your hand doesn't allow your hip to go over, right? So it's kind of holding in place, pushing away if you can, and then we close it down. So shoulder pull away from the earth, abs in, then we turn out the thigh. Okay, so you don't want to go so high that our hips open. So try to stabilize the hip, and we strengthen the glutes. Inhaling to lower it down. Exhaling 3, abs drawing in. So our glutes here is connected to our lower back, okay? So if the muscles there are weak, yes, it will also contribute to lower back pain. So a lot of things are in play as to why you might feel lower back strain. A lot of times it's accumulated, it doesn't happen overnight. Abs drawing in, and it's quite a conscious effort with the breath here to pull the abs in, so you can keep moving slowly. Think breath, core, hips stable, your glutes, your outer thighs work. Last one here, shoulders pulling down, exhale, we have core in. And now give me tiny pulses if you're fine with that. 2 cm down, 2 cm up. So you're thinking of that same control center from your abs, drawing in from your hips, staying stable. 3. It's not about how far, how high up you can go, more of how much is your upper body not moving. 2. Last one. Okay, rest, massage your bum a little bit. Take it to the other side. If you do feel a little bit fatigued, please rest anytime, adjust the repetitions. And your hips are grounded, your abs are in, feet together, exhale the abs, and then your bum. Right, without your hips rocking forwards, rocking back. So once in a while you can just peep at your hip if you don't have a mirror. Inhaling, we close. Okay, just check in with your feet still in line, turning out 2. Abs in as we breathe out. So get used to connecting the breath, the core, and the bum. I know it's sometimes a lot to think about, so move slow and take your time. And if you run out of breath, just start a new one. Exhaling 4. It's actually much harder to do it slower, yeah? Inhale, close. Okay, if you feel this like on your calves taking over, I want you to actively squeeze the bum more, okay? Last 3, so you just encourage your glutes to be the leader of your movement, okay, as your core holds that stability. 3, so if you do have tight calves, sometimes it comes in. Last 2, breathing out. Think of gliding up, closing in. Last one, so acknowledge your final position, hold it. Lower 2 cm down, we reach it up. Just give me 4 and 3. Abs in, exhale 2. Pulse it up, last one. And then we close it in. Okay, now from here, just lie on your back. Fold your leg to number 4. Grab the thigh that is further from you. As you pull your thigh in, can you reach your bum bones down? Press this knee away from you, either using the hip bone, thigh bone itself, or using your elbows to push out. Breathe, relax your neck and your shoulders. And keep thinking of your bum reaching down to your mat, okay? So when you stretch, think of opposite direction. So one direction would be just here, right? So can you think of how you're grounding your hip as you are pulling into the stretch? So now the stretch becomes active, yeah? 3, 2, 1, switch it out. Number 4, this is more on your glute. Now reach the bum down, pulling your thigh in, relax your neck and shoulders, and see if you're able to intensify it so gently from your thigh reaching down, from that knee pushing away and the hips reaching down, okay? 3, so it's not so much of how much can you pull in, or how much are you grounding that gives you that depth of your stretch. 3, 2, 1, and release, all right? And slowly you can rock your body up. And that's it. Let me know if you have any questions. I hope that helps.